This is All About Home Construction, and here's your hosts, Terry Cannell-Beck and Randy Blake.
That's right. Good morning, Randy Blake.
Morning, Terry, and everybody out there.
That's right. Happy Saturday to you, my friend.
Happy Saturday to you.
It's a
Cool
lovely
Saturday.
Cool.
It's 28 degrees at my house.
Nice little frosty Saturday. Depends on where you're at. I didn't have any frost at all in my windshield, and then I get into town, and it was like all over everywhere. So
He's on the south side of the hill.
well, no, yeah, I get a little breeze. That's what it is. I think that's what's going to help us tonight. It's going to be just enough of a wind and breeze to keep the frost off.
Well, you know, the good thing is squirrel season is officially in.
Yeah, now it's frosty. You know what else? What's officially out, don't you? My panda plant. It's the best. Last week was the best it's looked all summer long.
And it's dead now.
It did.
Why didn't you bring it in?
Well, you know, it's all right. Some things need to have their season, Randy. And I'm too lazy to bring it inside and take care of it.
You know, I've been reading about pepper plants. If you take care of them, they'll go dormant in the wintertime and you can replant
Come back
them
out
again.
in the spring, yep.
I did not know that until I got to reading about it.
We brought one inside several years ago, and it did okay. My daughter, Ella, at the time, we were cooking supper one night, and I don't remember now, some kind of pasta or something. She's like, well, why don't you put some of that basil in it? I'm like, we don't have any basil. Like, yeah, the plant over there. It was in the living room at the time. You know. She's like, some of that. Well, she's been taking leaves off the pepper plant and thought it was basil. This was years ago, but I was like, Ella, I didn't think it tastes the same. I said, well, that's the reason. And so here I was thinking that just like the plant just wasn't going to make it all winter.
But it added color.
Hey, it worked. But it was just funny.
You're going to laugh, but I generally grow radishes in the wintertime and onions.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I grow them in my basement underneath my grow lots.
Yeah.
Because I love radishes.
Yep.
And,
I could eat my weight in radishes.
And I'd rather grow the icicle ones instead of the red ones. And I just eat one a day is all I eat. But every time I take one out, I put another seed in.
That's funny.
So I got radishes all winter.
Good for you, man. It's like a little candy.
It is.
Spicy.
Supposed to be good for your indigestive system.
Spicy candy.
Or digestive system.
Well, there you go. Things you learn here on All About Home Construction.
Yeah. One thing we're seeing the signs out on the road: change your fire detector.
That's right. You know,
batteries.
it's not too much. Well, the clock changing back thing has changed a little bit over the years. So, but this is the time of year that traditionally you would change them back and change your batteries, smoke detector batteries.
Clean your flue.
Yeah, that's one that we don't talk about a lot but there's quite a few people that still burn, and even if it's just a cute little romantic fire here and there.
Well, generally you don't have to worry about a fireplace, but your wood stove, you know, the energy efficiency wood stoves, they creosote a lot.
Yeah. Especially when different inspectors and things like call for you to cap it off different ways and, you know, put screens and things like that on, but those tend to actually collect and make the creosote build up more, I think.
More. You know, over the years, we've installed a lot of, not the fireplaces themselves, but the stainless steel pipes, you know. And the solid stainless steel pipe, you generally never have to worry about.
Okay.
Because when it cools, it, you know, constricts.
Right, and it cracks.
Pops the creosote off. But one thing I've noted, these flex pipes that they put in doesn't. And it takes a long time. And like I've told my uncle, when you do your wood stove on Saturdays, after you clean it the first time, every Saturday, let it run for about an hour wide open.
Yeah, build it up.
To get the build out because it always collects at the top of your flue. And that's where it stops up.
So you're saying if you're putting one in, you'd be better off putting in the stainless steel.
Yes.
Spending the extra for it.
The rigid stainless steel instead of the flex pipe. Now, that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Because we've never had any problem with the solid wall pipe.
Now, are you still a fan of going straight out of the ceiling if you're installing one? Straight out or through the wall? Or what's your thoughts on that?
I'd rather go straight up.
It's more efficient, I think.
And you can control it better. Most people don't think about this, but if you go out the wall, you got to put 290s in it.
Right.
All right. Once you go to the 290s, you actually decrease flow.
Mm-hmm.
To give you an idea, now totally off the wall, but for every 90-degree you put in a dryer, you lose 20% of your efficiency.
Right.
So I don't really know how to gauge it on a stainless steel pipe wall.
Right.
But they do make it, so that puts you at 290s.
But it's a lot easier to, if you're installing it, it's a lot easier to cut into a wall than it is the ceiling.
Yes, it is.
And that's my thing, is because if you're adding it in, the likelihood of adding a leak to the top is stronger than. So
Well,
does it negate the 290s?
Well, see, now they got like the fire resistant boots.
Yep.
You can get a boot now with a 16-inch opening in the top of it,
Mm-hmm.
a heat boot. Now we've used them to give you an idea. When you go by the home builders building, the old home builders building on 105, we have a gray boot on it.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason we put a gray boot in it was because of the distance between the fireplace and the top of the roof.
Okay.
And those have been on now since 2004.
Right.
So they've actually reached their lifespan.
Right. So okay, so I know you have to have the insulated to go through the wall or through the roof, right there, whichever you direction you go. What about in the attic space itself? If you go straight up, does that have to be the insulated, or can that just be
The insulated needs to go all the way out to top.
Okay, so once you get to the roof, once you get to the ceiling, you need to go all the way through with the insulated.
Correct. Because now the biggest thing about going straight up is you have a box that you have to put in the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
which you can cut your hole out and put your framing in, through that
Right,
hole itself.
right.
All right, you take a level, then level straight up and do the same thing up on top on your rafters.
Yeah.
But a lot of times the stove might be in a different location
Right.
than what you want. So if that's the case, then you'll have to put a box system in to support your header or support your ceiling joist
Right.
and your rafters, so you're not interfering.
Yeah, because the likelihood of
structural.
all that lining up is pretty small.
Yes, it is. But if you plan for it on new construction, you can go ahead and do your box out,
Mm-hmm.
and then when your drywall's hung, cut it out, put your metal plate up on the ceiling, and
Right.
run it up.
And those systems are like $300-$400, right?
No,
The kits.
no, they're a little more than that now.
Are they now? I
Because
don't know.
it's been a while since I checked the.
Oh.
Last time I checked, stainless steel pipe was
Well, I
3-foot
was
section was $110.
For the yeah. I mean sorry, I'm talking about the install system, the boot systems, and not counting the pipe. Those
No, the
kits or
boot
whatever.
that boot's close to about $150.
Okay. Well, stoves aren't cheap anymore either, though. Well, I mean,
No.
not that they've ever been cheap, but
It now one thing a lot of people don't think about, and I really do like them, and that is a pellet stove. Because
Right.
a pellet stove can go out with a 4-inch line.
right. It's just not as comfy, man.
But you got that little window there that gives you the box. But they create the product that they produce the heat,
Right.
and
You can make your own pellets if you really wanted to.
yeah, I looked into
There's a
that
little
because
press, yeah.
they're still about $1,100 for
Yeah.
that press. But golly, you can press anything in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can go out here and saw your firewood, get your
Right.
sawdust up,
Everything from corn to
hay,
yep.
straw, wheat.
Oh.
You can go through it.
Yep, pretty cool stuff. I don't know. I would like to put a wood stove in one day. That's my goal.
Well, I think that's when we talk to a client. That's what we say. Do you want to cut wood, buy wood? What are you after? Exactly.
Well, and let me be right up. I mean, wood heat is not for everybody. I mean, it's not something that just anybody wants to do. And it sounds cool, but if you've ever done it, it certainly work. So, I mean, I enjoy it. It's stuff that I like to do.
Yeah.
So,
Once you get a little older, you won't.
I guess we'll see about that.
I'd still love to run a
I have
chainsaw.
kids. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come right back right after this. Thanks for listening. Are you looking for a sawmill dealership that can provide you with the quality equipment you need to get the job done? Look no further than Blue Ridge Sawmills. We offer the full line of Hudson sawmills and sawmilling equipment, from portable sawmills to skidding winches. At Blue Ridge Sawmills, we understand that every project is different, which is why we offer a wide range of sawmilling services. We can help you from everything from finding the right mill for your farm, hobby, or even your business. We also offer a variety of sawmilling supplies, such as blades and debarkers, so you can get everything you need in one place. If you're looking for a sawmill dealership that can provide you with the quality equipment and the service you need, then come to Blue Ridge Sawmills. We're here to help you get the job done. Call or visit our Cana, Virginia store at 276-755-3833 or our Asheboro, North Carolina location at 336-964-8304. That's right. All about home construction here on WATA. Thanks for listening to us. Happy Saturday. Hey, Randy, if I want to go karaoke tonight, there's a place to do that, right?
VFW.
That's right.
I want everybody to come out and have a great time. And the only problem is I won't be there singing because, it's just not very good for people that sing like a cat squealing when you step on their tail.
Yep.
It just isn't good. But it's altered states for all you elders like me. Mm-hmm. Go into the psychedelic music of the 60s.
There you go. Dum dum dum.
And I don't. Their ass is not around no more, so I don't think you get the same effect. But you can sing some.
Hey,
of that
but
song.
you can drink some beer there.
Yeah,
if you want,
and sing Indigata Davida for 25 minutes.
Yeah, well, you have me sold. So, but no, that'll be fun and. VFW theme tonight. Going over there and get some karaoke going on.
I thought it's great for.
I like it,
Dave, to start doing a theme.
Yeah, well, that way you're not singing "Goodbye Earl" every single weekend.
Yeah, and because next weekend is spooky songs.
Nice.
Halloween songs.
Nice.
So. And they're getting a pretty good turnout with it. So.
Nice. Well, that's cool. That's tonight, 7:00 at the VFW, and going over there and check them out.
Another thing I texted Terry while I was in Avery County this week was a North Carolina ordinance.
Yeah.
And it's, we talked about it in code class last year. And, over the years, we've heard a lot of people complain. But legally, under the code, if we pull a permit on your property, we're required to have a portage on.
Right.
All right. Now the state's going to tell you they're going to fine the contractor $70 a month because they don't have a portage on the job. So
does that? I've always thought that was job dependent. So because if you're doing a new addition or something, right? You have access to a bathroom
as long as the homeowner's not living in the house.
Okay.
If there's people living in that house, you got to have a portage on.
See, I didn't know that part. I thought it was just you had to have access to a bathroom. I didn't realize it had to be you had to bring your own, I guess.
Well, we don't. We hire
Boone
Renall.
But you know what I mean. Like yeah. I thought again, if there was an existing bathroom there, working bathroom, there you go. Learn something new.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And but now. North Carolina, as of last year when we had code classes, put this into law.
That's a big fine for a day.
No, it's not a day. It's for a month.
Okay.
$70 fine for each month without a portage on site. And matter of fact, Randy just messed up. They just told us about it last year, but it's been in the code book since 2009.
Oh, wow.
And they're starting to enforce it now. Even though the new code book hadn't come out.
Right. When's it supposed to come out? Soon, right?
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be out this year. Mm-hmm. Now they're saying it's coming out in 2026.
Okay.
And the bad thing is now you can look up online, but you might have to pay to look at what you need to see as a homeowner. And I totally disagree with that.
Right.
Because it was great. Us contractors got ours free. Now we got to buy it.
Now you got to pay too.
Yeah.
It's a state making money.
Yes, it is.
So, that's yeah. Well, so there you go. I mean, again, I knew that you had to have access, but I didn't know. So now, pretty much, if you pull a permit, you need to go ahead and get a
Porta-John.
Porta-John. Randy, it's going into the Porta-John business, maybe. I think there's enough around. I don't think you need to invest that much. That's a lot of work.
Well,
to clean them out and haul them and stuff.
Well,
Of course, on the renting side, you just rent it and you move on.
well, the honey wagon runs once a week, except when it freezes.
Well, hey, it's got to freeze once in a while.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's going to freeze more this year.
That's what they say. We'll find out. But Randy just likes that blue water. He thinks it tastes good.
No, it don't. Hell, you know what I worry about is dropping your phone in it.
Well, that's why you don't play on your phone when you go to the bathroom, Randy.
Well, I will tell you a story, and you'll laugh about this. Now, the kid didn't laugh about it, but I was 16-year-old working on those roundhouses on Beach Mountain, and this big football jock, I mean, he was a smarty. I'm just going to call him a smarty. How about that?
Fair.
And, I mean, he was dumber than a box of rocks. He was a jock. And he kept giving me a hard time. He was a lot bigger than I was.
Right.
And my daddy always told me never to fight on the job because you get fired. So I caught him one day in the Porta-John, and it was my job to go every day and get everybody's lunch at the restaurant. And I was driving a 63 Chevrolet, 3 on the tree. I didn't even turn it on. I just eased down the road real slow, and I got on that Porta-John up against it, and I knocked him off the bank.
Whoops.
Matter of fact, he never came back to the job after that day. I smurfed him.
Oh. Ooh, I bet that was funny.
It wasn't funny for him, and it wasn't funny for the I guess the owners, because his dad was one of the owners of the company. And the job superintendent didn't like it, but nobody on the whole crew fessed who did it.
That's funny.
But yes, Randy has been mean from time to time.
Hey, that's all right. Don't play around with you. Don't bully up someone like Randy, right?
Yeah. Now the fire's gone. I ain't as aggressive as I used to be.
That's right. We all grow up. So. Well, cool. Okay, so you were telling me earlier about another code. This one is, I guess, is it a new code or just a code they're changing how they enforce it?
Well, I think I'm trying to find out. See, I'd never heard about it till we had code class last August.
Right.
All right. And I can't find the date on the code at all, but it's the first time, like I said, I heard about it. And now you have to have a permit to build a barn on your farm. And now, 16, 17 years ago, we were going to build a barn at the house. And so I went to plant inspections, and plant inspection said, well, you have to pull a permit, but you also have to pull a septic permit. And I'm going, there is no septic on this permit.
Right.
And what they wanted us to do on that barn was, in a 58-acre farm, find every septic tank that joined that farm and find the distance from that septic tank to that barn.
Wow. In 50 acres?
In 58 acres.
I mean, depending on the place, that could be.
There'd been 1, 2,
yeah,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 septic tanks that we would have had to find.
Wow.
And
you're not even built. You're building a barn. You're not tying into a single septic tank.
No sewer system. And so we went to the state of North Carolina, the Ag Center, and talked to them about it. And at that time, they said, no, you do not have to have a permit, but we do have to tell you where you have to locate it.
Okay.
So they actually came out and showed us where we need to put our barn, and that's where we built it. and we actually applied for a grant and got it on the barn.
Right.
And it's all part of that federal law on runoff for cattle.
Yep.
Going into creeks and stuff. But as of last year, North Carolina told us that we have to have permits for barns.
Well, I would imagine, I think part of that is because of the agritourism.
Correct.
I mean,
And it's a safety factor, too.
The way that business is growing in North Carolina.
Yeah, with the wineries popping up.
Wineries popping up. You know, I mean, you start thinking about it. So first of all, we got to think about agritourism, right? And that's basically when you have a farm and your general public come on the property, right? For recreation, entertainment, education, things like that. So some of these harvest your own activities, harvest your own blueberry kind of thing, could fall under agritourism. Christmas tree farms.
Yeah,
you have people coming on your property for Christmas, to choose and cut Christmas trees. That puts you into that agritourism business.
Most of those don't have a barn, but they have a place where they do their trees.
But I'm just saying that, like, when you start to get into that business of agritourism, I think that's where things are popping up, and like you said, a lot of this, in terms of the building code, I think is coming from, people doing, like you said, turning the wineries, and now you have a tasting room, or what here in the high country, wedding receptions. Look at how many venues we have around that, are on this like farm or rural setting, or especially when we look around the region here, quite a few places have that like farm look, but their business is actually the tourism side of things, if you will.
Well, Fire Rock Station out there. Mm-hmm. I went out there to a venue 2 years ago. We had
the VFW
event out there, and they had a hard time getting in that open.
Yeah,
with codes and stuff like that because of tourism.
Right. So I think the same statute, in terms of like structures for this agritourism, sort of falls into those. I think that's what's led to this, is what I would assume anyway.
Probably, I'd agree with you. Like I said, especially with the wineries and stuff popping up, and just people coming in, because there's a big difference. Because see, if you're going to build let's think about a winery. It's just not a house.
Right.
Now it's legally it's commercial.
Right. Well, so if you look at that statute, so it's GS 143-138. That's the building code that you sent me. But it talks about there, one of the sections is talking about farm buildings, and it says a statute defines a farm building to mean any non-residential building or structure that is used for a bona fide farm purpose as provided in blah, 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 code, right? I think that bona fide farm purpose is, right, that's the key, because if, let's say I have a winery, right?
Yep.
Is that tasting room considered a bona fide farm purpose? Right, I'm not a code guy. I'm not a lawyer, but I think that's where this is coming from, though. Right, it's like, does it or does it not? And so I think that's a good point there. And then a farm building shall not lose its status as a farm building because it is used for public or private events, including weddings, receptions, meetings, demonstrations of farm activities, meals, and other events that are taking place on the farm because of its farm or rural setting. So again, it kind of like goes back and forth. It's a code book. What do you expect, right?
Well, here I'm looking at it right here. 160D-903 agriculture uses. It's exempt from zoning.
Yeah. Right.
But if you go in the city, it's got to be setbacks.
Right.
And cities ain't gonna let you put a barn in there anyhow. I don't think there's any. I don't know if there's cattle out on the other side of the hospital or not, because they was before Lane come.
Yeah, I was gonna say since the hurricane, I don't know. That's a good question.
And because
but is that still in the city limits though? That's just outside, isn't it? I don't know where the city limits start somewhere, right?
Because the candy place out there is on city water and sewer.
Okay.
But if you look at the county map and the city map, like the rec center.
Yeah.
That's county property.
County property. Yeah.
Then you look on the other side of the where the candy store was. That's county property. But on the other side of there's city property.
City.
It's funky. How about that?
It all the way the county and the city intertwine is. When you get down into it, when you zoom in, it's a lot more complicated than you expect.
It is, because the home builders, when we built the home builders building, we went through that mess. And when you come up to the Coke plant, the city line goes around the back of it and goes across the ridge behind the home builders, down the ridge. And, the first paved road, when you get on the other, before you get to the city electric, that paved road there turns it back into city to the stop line.
Yeah. But the bypass itself
is county.
Yeah. I don't understand some of the roads through there. Because if I'm not mistaken, part of Poplar Grove is city and county too. I think it crosses back and forth too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, they've got all that surveyed through there to make it all in the city.
Yep.
They were going to annex to the going toward your house, the left side of 105 bypass.
Yep. I know they tried all that ETJ stuff several years ago. So.
Well, that ETJ caused a lot of people a lot of money. And because I talked to a guy about building a house, and I sat through all the steep slope. I know we're talking about barns, but you couldn't build a barn on that property anyhow. It was so steep. But because it was in the ETJ, he could never build that house on that 2-acre lot he wanted, because there wasn't a bit of it that was 2% grade.
Right.
And that's how the code read. Once you go past 2%, you have to get an engineer involved.
Right. Yeah. Cool stuff. I'll tell you what. We'll take another break. We'll come right back right after this. Thanks for listening. Obviously, by listening to this podcast, you see the value of All About Home Construction. Well, by joining our listener supporter community, you're not just tuning in, you're standing with us as we are able to support and fuel our passions of the construction industry. As a listener supporter, you'll enjoy exclusive perks, including hearing your name, or maybe even your business name, on our show. So please go to our Spotify website. The link will be in the show notes, and join. You can join for as little as $1 one-time fee, $1 a month, $5 a month, whatever you think you can afford. Every single penny helps to keep this show going as we can continue to grow and do lots more things. Thanks a lot. And again, more importantly, thank you for listening to this. That's right. All About Home Construction here on WATA. Thanks for listening to us. Happy Saturday. Love it. Love it on a All About Home Construction Saturday.
Yeah,
hey,
I like the fall.
I think it's great this time of year. So anyway, so talking a little bit about some new codes, in particular one that it has to do with barns and building permits now required for a building permit required to build an agriculture barn. But I think it really comes down to, like I said before, like, what is a barn? Because
I think what you're going to use it for.
Right.
If you're going to have
right.
if you're going to build a regular barn for animals, then go see the Ag Center.
Right.
Because they have the laws for it. And if you're going to build it for animals purposes,
right,
then get you a tax certificate so you can get your taxes off. I hope that law's changed, because I used to have one, and then Roy Cooper decided that anybody that did under $10,000 a year didn't need a tax exempt number.
Right.
And but these laws, I think, really pertain to public. If you're going to have the public in, then you really need to follow the law on construction.
Well, exactly, and again, not to be a lawyer here, but I think just because the statute says that a farm building it's a farm building, like say you have a wedding there, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that you lose that farm building status, but I think again that it's just when it comes to the building, the renovations, things like that, that's really where they're monitoring stronger, I guess.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't. It's interesting. Lots of gray areas here that are definitely legal stuff that we're not.
And you're correct on that. They are gray areas.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this, just yesterday with some people. Actually it was Wednesday, and about the state. It used to be you go to Wilkes County and they tell you to do it one way. You go to Watauga, it's a different way. You go to Caldwell County, it's a different way. And the state is sort of kind of getting tired of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
sure,
because they want everybody to build the same statewide.
Right. So I guess the biggest thing for our listeners is, like, if you're looking at remodeling or converting versus building, right?
Correct. Well, that's a whole different ball game,
right?
Because there used to be a lot of barns converted into houses,
right? But if again, versus houses versus again these venue type places, whether it's a winery or a wedding venue or whatever, right? It crosses. I don't know. Like, again, I'm not a tax dude or a lawyer, but I don't know where it crosses over. What is a farm versus what it's commercial now, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's really what this legal line is. I would love to get a lawyer in here on that, because what is the difference in a farm versus what they call a commercial venue? Right?
Well, anytime the public's going to come in, and they're going to change it over to a commercial,
right?
Because that's the public.
So,
another thing about the size of these barns too, people don't think about,
yeah,
and they're doing it in churches. And they started making churches do it around 2010. Was put sprinkler systems in.
right, yeah.
So you got to really pay attention to your square footage on what you're going to do with it, because you might have a venue that you could actually drop down the size of it. Building wise, have a larger patio that doesn't have a
It's,
roof structure
quote,
on it.
outside, right?
Because they're saying here, if a building exceeds 5,000 square foot, then it has to have a sprinkler system,
Okay,
and that's quite expensive.
sure.
I mean, and that's something that most people don't think about.
Okay, well, going back to what you were saying though, I on a septic a while ago, right? The plumbing just made me think of that. Like, if you're going to use it as a venue, well, then you have to have water and septic.
Yes,
I mean,
you
if
do.
you gotta, if you have to have a sprinkler system, you have to have water. Well, if you have people over, you have to have bathrooms.
Correct. Well, that's
So-
what I'm saying. Pay attention to the size of
Yeah.
your structure. But the bathroom, the septic tank, that has to be determined by the state and the county.
Right, counting. Yeah.
Excuse me, Allegheny County. I want Watauga County to have their own inspectors.
Well, we're part of that.
Three county
yeah.
system.
Allegheny, Ash, Watauga, right?
Yep. And have a lot easier getting a septic permit in Avery or Ash than you do in Watauga.
That's crazy. Makes no sense.
I still complain about that.
Yeah.
We even went to the state over that.
Yeah.
In 2006 or 7, taking 4 months to get a septic permit.
Well, that's the building in the high country is not easy, right? Because that's still the holdup in the whole process right now, isn't it? In terms of time,
A lot of it, yeah.
yeah,
And you can hire a soil engineer to help you. And with a soil engineer, that probably a minimum of cost up front is $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
And they can help design a system.
right.
But it depends on your property. So when you're looking at property, look at the way it lays and see about having it perked before you purchase, or make them perk it for you.
Right. That's pretty much. I mean, if you're buying property and ever want to build on it at all, or maybe want to build on it, you need to know if it perks, because I think there's an assumption out there, especially people who are not in the building business. There's an assumption that everything, they don't even know what a perk test is, but if they do, they're just like, you can always put a septic system in everything. But
depends on the system that it does.
That's not the case, right?
Yeah, and a septic system today, it's been a while since we put one in because we've been doing more remodels.
Right.
But wheels was $6,500 in 2010.
Yeah.
And now it depends on the type of system. I'd say a regular panel system's now going for $10,000 to $12,000.
Oh yeah.
Look at what whales are doing. Bring it.
Right. So,
I'm hearing people putting whales in for $25,000 and $30,000.
It's crazy. My thing with wells too is you don't know that you're going to hit water till you hit it.
Well, that's it. And 2006 we put a well in, and on a house because we used to figure wells and septic tanks in our house bid.
Right.
And generally about $7,000 for each one. And at that time, and I think that well alone, before they even put the pump in, it did all the wiring was $18,000 just for the drilling.
Ooh, deep wells.
Deep wells. And deep doesn't always guarantee you're gonna get good water.
Right. No.
Because Will's house, drilling the well alone was $21,000.
Mm-hmm.
And we went down 1,000 feet and didn't hit a drop of water. And because the health department dictated where we had to put that well.
That's what kills me, yeah.
And
because they don't dictate it based on, there's probably water here. They dictate it on, it's so far away from this and this and this.
That's it.
And that's how they triangulate it.
Yeah, and then we had to be so far off the road, so far off the house, so far off the lot line. And
yeah, I mean, there's no more of that, getting someone to water witch come in and you put the well there. You don't have that much playing anymore.
No, you don't. So. And buyer beware. Don't buy an acre lot in the mountains.
Right.
Because you might not get your septic system or your well in.
Yep. It's very, very true.
And then they turned around on us, and we had to put the fill line in by hand. 1,200 foot.
That's a lot of work. It's a lot of manual labor.
Yeah, they come up and told us that we could use equipment to put it in, like put a little road bed in. They come up, I changed my mind, put it in by hand.
Afraid it will compact the ground, I guess.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come right back. Thanks for listening.
Calling all hungry heroes. It's time to fuel up for the day at the VFW's all-you-can-eat breakfast. That's right. Every first Saturday of the month from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., you can enjoy a heaping helping of crispy bacon, juicy sausage, perfectly cooked eggs, golden hash browns, biscuits and gravy, and so much more, only for $15. Whether you're a veteran, a family member, or just a friend of the VFW, you're welcome to join us for this delicious tradition. Come share stories, laughter, and good company while you fill your plate with all your breakfast favorites. Don't miss out on the VFW's all-you-can-eat breakfast every first Saturday month from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. See you there.
That's right. All About Home Construction here on WATA. Thanks for listening to us. Thanks for listening to the podcast, All About Home Construction. We ask that you share it with some friends. We're trying to grow the show. We enjoy it.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so share it with friends. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, anyway, thanks for listening. Talking a little bit about barns. I guess... Again, going back to that, when a barn would be adding in like HVAC and stuff like that, when you turn it into a venue, stuff like that will certainly, I guess, call for different code inspections.
Correct.
And stuff like that.
And like the old buildings. Remember when you see the ductwork?
Yeah.
And that is quite expensive, but that is an insulated pipe, to meet the energy codes. But that gives you that old look.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I guess again, it all goes back to what you're going to do with it, And I keep thinking, like here in the high country, like Christmas tree farms, choose and cut. If you have a venue like that, where you're looking at maybe adding in, a hot chocolate place or something. Like I guess that's where again it comes into it. Is it a commercial, or is it a part of the farm? But you can't have one without the other. I don't know. Who do you talk to about this though? Is it a building inspector question? Is it an ag department question?
I think I would start with the ag department.
Okay.
And then into the planning inspection, then into the health department.
Okay.
I mean, then they're all three going to get involved.
Right. Because they all.
And I would do that before I would even start with a designer.
Yeah. So, well, the thing is, to me, is you just up the price of a barn.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just go out and build a pole barn anymore to store your tractor in.
Yeah, you can build that.
Yeah, but there's this. It's just not easy anymore.
No, it's not.
I mean, how many barns are around just were like, hey, Randy, what are you doing Saturday? Hey, buddy, come over with your chainsaw, come over with your tractor. Let's build this barn. Right? I mean, you it's not that simple anymore.
About like when we had Ronnie Green on there talking about the storage buildings that you buy from Leonard Buildings. These places.
Yeah.
It depends on your size to whether you have to have a permit or not.
Yeah.
But you do need to know where your fill line and your septic tank is.
Yeah, you don't want to set it on top of that.
Correct.
It
gets to be a headache for everybody, but there's a reason for that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? For one, we have so many people who just come in and attempt to build something, a house, building, whatever, right? That don't know what they're doing. They think it's a good, quick, I can do this, I can make a lot of money at once and go back home kind of thing. And building is just not that easy. It's not that simple, and it's not for everyone. But again, there's too many people, I think, have tried to get into it to make that quick money that don't know what they're doing. And now the homeowners, the people living in the houses and living around, in this case, the barns, right? They're the ones that are suffering because they expect someone to come in and do it right. I mean, that's what codes are for, to make sure that it's a safe place to live. I mean,
that's exactly right. That is exactly what the codes are wrote for, is safety.
And and it's like, and all new code. I mean, it's just like everything else, right? Like every single code that's in the code book is there because somebody didn't do that, and it caused a problem, and so now they have to make sure that you do that.
Yeah.
That's sort of the thing, is like somebody was going out there building what they called a barn so that they could skirt around these rules, and probably someone got hurt or potentially got hurt, and now they're like, whoa, that's no longer a barn in the same way we looked at it 10 years ago.
Correct. Now, there is one thing that they look at. If you want temporary power to build your barn, all right, that's where the codes come in.
Okay.
If you're going to build a barn with no power, that's a barn.
Okay.
But if you want power in it, that changes the meaning in it.
Yeah. Which the way the agriculture business is today, you pretty much have to have power. I mean, you don't have to, but so many things today run on power that in the past didn't. I mean,
correct.
When it comes to agriculture.
Well, that's the reason Chicago burned down, because the cow kicked over to the lantern.
That's what they say. That's what they say. It's agriculture and building are, they go hand in hand, but they don't always get along, do they?
No, they don't. Especially down around Charlotte, where it's growing so fast. Those farms.
Yeah.
They're trying to buy farms up to build new housing and stuff.
Yeah. As a state, we're moving away from agriculture. We have been for the last 20 years. We're really 30 years when you think back in the 90s after the tobacco collapse in North Carolina. The view of the ag as North Carolina as an agriculture state has changed.
Yes.
I mean, it's slowly changing. I mean, I'm not saying there's not ag around. There's quite a bit still, but it's just the attitude and the the income itself, right, for the state is changing, and it's like every day. I think we're going further and further from the ag industry in North Carolina, especially here in our country. I mean,
I know this about farming, but I heard Tyson's going to shut down. They've already shut down the third shift plant in Wilkesboro.
Oh, I hadn't heard this.
Then it's moving to Virginia. That section of it, because they cannot grow any further than they are in their location.
Yeah.
Smithfield Farms is starting to slow down a shift on their hog slaughterhouse at the coast, which is a China-based company now. I finally found out China bought Smithfield Farms in 2014.
Okay. Yeah. Remember we've talked about that.
And so they're starting to phase that slaughterhouse out.
Right.
So there you go. Now animals are going to start being trucked further, or are they going to be like it was here in the 60s when we used to raise chickens in Watauga County?
Yeah.
Might have even been back in the 50s. See? And Holly Farms owned them.
Yep.
And they quit letting people, raise chickens up here.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't furnish their contracts no more.
Right.
But a chicken house, last I talked to a guy, a chicken house is $500,000 to build now.
Yes. Oh, and there, I've got some extended family. My mother's side of the family has a couple chicken houses in Wilkes. And, when I was a kid in the 90s, it wasn't a big deal. Like, we'd go hang out at their house, and they'd take us to the chicken farm. After 9/11, they have to document who comes to see them at their house, because on their, quote, farm.
Correct, because a common cold can wipe out the whole
And
farm.
then, it's in terms of, like, seeing the chicken house, you can't even, you can't go in there. Which I'm food side, that's good, but agriculture side, it's like, well, it's just different. It's just different.
They did come out and announce last week that they do have a screwworm vaccination.
Really?
For the cattle.
For the cows, right.
Hopefully we'll get a little relief, because most people don't realize how many millions a head of cattle we get out of Mexico.
Right.
And then I know everybody's been complaining about Argentina beef coming to the United States, but it's not a lot of beef, but it's not going to be enough beef to change the market.
Right.
I didn't even look up this weekend how much a 500-pound calf was.
I don't know. Beef is not good. I was talking not long ago to a guy, and was talking about raising cattle and stuff, and I was like, I don't even know what it is anymore. He was just talking about that.
Well,
but again, it's because agriculture is not an easy, cheap thing anymore.
A 500-pound calf this last week was $4.35 a pound.
$4.35.
That was down from $4.43 the week before.
And
it's
great if you're buying, terrible if you're selling, if you're raising.
But think about this: bottle-fed calves is going. I seen a sale the other day out west. Bottle-fed calves is going $900 a piece.
Wow!
How can you make any money on a bottle-fed calf? I mean, yes, I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah, but
I remember buying them for $35 a piece.
I remember they used to give them away, right?
Yeah, the dairies did.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's just different times.
Well, it is, and but now we're all the way down below 1950 on the herd levels.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason beef is so high.
Right. Well, but grain's so high to feed them.
No, actually, it's not.
Did it drop again? Finally?
Yeah, corn's out of the fields $4 and something a hundred, or $4.62 a bushel, something like that.
Okay.
Wheat was $5 a bushel. Soybean was.
So is it the regulations then on the beef industry that's making it so high?
No, the federal government was suing Tyson and Cargill for bid rigging on the cattle.
Oh.
So I don't know. That's to be seen. I'll find out in the morning when I listen to Market to Market.
There you go. Anyway, all right, all about home construction. Thanks for listening to us. I guess the wrap up is if you're going to build a barn, go to the ag department, talk to them, and decide if you need a building permit or not. But don't be surprised if you say, "Yep, you got to have a building permit."
Yep. Unfortunately, that's the way the ball's rolling now.
That's it. All right, all about home construction. Thanks for listening to us, and we'll talk to you next time. See you later.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to All About Home Construction. We air every week on Saturday mornings on WATA in Boone. Please like this podcast, comment, share it. Hey, let everybody know where you found it. Thanks for listening.